Hello and welcome to UPSC Vision by Harsh. So, the two gentlemen you see over here are very popular Indian business leaders. These two are also the most hated leaders right now due to the controversial statements they have made recently, which has attracted a lot of backlash and also a lot of memes have gone viral on social media. So, SN Subrahmanyan on the left, he is the chairman of L&T. He has said that employees should work 90 hours a week. We have to somehow beat China. How long can you stare at your wife or husband? Come, do work even on Sundays. And Narayana Murthy on the right. He is the ex-chairman of Infosys. He had made a statement sometime last year in an interview saying that employees should work 70 hours a week. So Subrahmanyan has even crossed the 70-hour work week narrative to 90 hours work week. But do we put a stop over here? Or we are just waiting for more such comments from other entrepreneurs to raise the bar to even higher, let's say 100-hour work week or even higher, who knows. So why is there a growing trend or a race of pushing employees so hard? Let's find out today. The flaw in Indian compensation system and work expectation. Now the premise behind these statements is often tied to a simple notion. Employees should just work more hours. But the current system of paying a fixed monthly salary and asking employees to increase working hours is fundamentally flawed. If we follow the American model of hourly pay, we could pay employees say 1,000 rupees per hour. So for 90 hours a week, this would be 90,000 rupees or amounting to 3.6 lakhs a month. But can these companies really afford that, or are they willing to pay this much to their employees? If yes, because these companies and their CEOs are already earning crores every month, then why not pay your workers fairly and accordingly? Or why not include employees in your business's profit sharing program? Well, if these CEOs can't implement either of these, then the pressure to work for excessive hours for a fixed standard salary is not at all fair. Overwork doesn't equal productivity. This mentality stems from the old Indian myth that overworking employees leads to a higher productivity. Take the IT sector for example. Companies like Infosys offer a monthly salary of $6 per hour. In contrast, US companies charge clients upwards of $30 per hour for similar services. Now, this wage arbitrage is the main source of their profit. And now, there is a push to reduce wages even further down to $3 an hour, forcing employees to work extra hours just for free to boost the business's profit margins, and the employees in return get peanuts. To justify this, they hide behind terms like working for the nation or character building, effectively manipulating workers into accepting their false and malicious pretenses. The real agenda of CEOs. SN Subrahmanyan, Narayana Murthy, Bhavish, Aggarwal, and Shantanu Deshpande, they are all part of a larger pattern where CEOs push a narrative of overwork while profiting from their workers' hard work and sweat. Deshpande, for instance, has popularized terms like razorpreneurs and toughpreneurs to label low-paying jobs as entrepreneurial in order to mask their exploitation. One day, they might even start calling housekeeping staff as cleaning executives or cleaning managers. Funny, isn't it? So just by coining these fancy designations does not solve the core problem. These CEOs then defend their practices by claiming that they are building character or contributing to national development. However, they consistently ignore the well-being of their employees or their responsibilities towards their families. These leaders have enormous support staff to take care of their household. But what about a common employee who only gets a weekend off where he is required to fulfill all the household and family responsibilities like buying grocery, paying bills, cleaning the house, attending their kids' school meetings, etc. Forget about taking rest. There's a famous quote by Samuel Johnson who says, "Patriotism is the last refuge of a scoundrel," which holds true in describing their true nature, as these entrepreneurs couldn't find a good enough reason than to hide behind this so-called patriotism. It's high time now these employees understand that employees are not machines. They are human beings, having needs which go beyond the workplace. The leadership crisis and burnout. Overworking employees often face exhaustion, burnout, and they often ignore their mental health. The recent case of Anna Sebastian, who was a finance sector employee, had suffered from extreme workplace stress, highlights how toxic work environments can be today. The current leadership crisis is marked by CEOs who lack empathy, vision, and understanding of what true success actually looks like. Many CEOs tout their own long working hours 12 to 14 hours per day as a badge of honor, claiming that it contributed to their success. However, research clearly shows that the human brain cannot sustain such long hours effectively. The optimal productive workday is closer to max 6 to 8 hours. Work-life balance and employee well-being. Statements like Subrahmanyan's "How long can you stare at your wife?" demonstrates a disturbing lack of empathy towards employees' personal lives. These kinds of comments ignore the importance of work-life balance, which is essential for long-term productivity and overall well-being. In contrast, countries with shorter work weeks such as Norway and Denmark consistently rank highest among the happiest and most productive nations globally. Work shouldn't be simply about logging in and extending hours. It should be about quality, innovation, and efficient use of time. As rightly said by Mr. Anand Mahindra in response to Subramaniam's statement that my wife is beautiful and I love staring at her. He also mentions that our focus should be on quality of work and not just the quantity of work. And I personally feel that he is 100% correct. So, what is a better way? The better way is deep work and sustainable practices. Experts like Carl Newport, who is a renowned author, has advocated the need for deep work, focusing on quality and depth of work rather than the sheer number of hours worked. Studies show that productivity sharply declines once employees work beyond 50 hours a week. This decline in productivity is not just a theory, but it's actually backed by a lot of scientific research and real world examples. So instead of pushing for more work hours, CEOs should look at ways to innovate work practices. The goal should be to foster a supportive and humane work culture, one that balances short term goals as well as long term sustainability. Conclusion: treating employees as partners, not commodities. So, in conclusion, these CEOs need to rethink their approach to leadership. Overworking employees and treating them as mere resources leads to burnout, high turnover, and also leads to low employee morale. Labor is not a commodity, as emphasized by the International Labour Organization. Companies need to shift towards treating employees with respect, ensuring sustainable work practices, and also prioritizing their well being. So, today we have explored how leadership should evolve to promote healthier work environments and how productivity can be achieved in a way that benefits both the company and its employees. By focusing on deep work, empathy, and a sustainable work life balance, leaders can create an environment where both the organization and its as well as its employees thrive. Thank you.